Hey, what's up, guys? Bennett here. I want to show you LeadGen V2 on OneClick website. This is the system that allows you to create hundreds of websites to show to your prospects without wasting your real site credits on the platform. So the plans that include this are the Pro and the Expert plan. So you get 1,000 respectively. So basically you can build 500 demo prospecting sites per month on the professional plan or 1,000 on the expert plan. So super useful if you're doing any kind of mass outreach or you just want to preserve your actual site credits for real clients. This is the best thing you can do is use LeadGen. So I've made a few updates in the past week and I want to show you exactly how it works, how to create a list, how to get up and running with this system in probably 5 minutes or less. So what you want to do is have an account, obviously, be on the Pro or Expert plan, and come over to LeadGen in the dashboard. From here, you'll see your batches that you've run. So it runs in a batch system. We're going to upload a CSV to do many at once. So we'll come to the new batch button here. So a few pointers is the industry is shared across the batch. So you want to do, the same type of business for the whole batch. So if you're going to do plumbers for the whole batch. Don't mix it up like a plumber, a roofer, a lawyer. Keep it to the same industry per CSV. So for this, we'll use a plumber here, and you'll be able to choose your batch template as well. Right now, there's only one, but by the time you're watching this, there might be multiple. So you can choose it. You can preview what it looks like here as well and see that. Now I have to upload a CSV. So to get this CSV, there's a few different ways to do this. I have a sample CSV, so it has to match these column names. So business name, phone, email, address, primary color, and logo URL. Business name is the only one that has to have a value. Everything else is optional. So if you don't have, for example, the phone number, the email, the primary color, or the logo, that's completely fine. And then for the address, as you can see from the example, it's very flexible. So it doesn't have to be a legit address. You could put in like London or USA or Austin, Texas, whatever you want to do. So that address is flexible. You have to have the business name and you have to have this exact structure, okay? So that's also listed here in the formatting guidelines. You can see that the business name is required, but everything else is optional. So I have docs here as well if you get stuck. So let's go ahead and get a CSV. Now, I also built LocalProspects.ai for this exact reason. This is the exact reason why I built this whole platform, is because you can run searches to scrape Google Maps and get a list of prospects of local businesses from Google Maps with the owner's name and all this extra detail. So if I go to the dashboard, this was added in just today. So I'm going to go to a recent search I did a few days ago. And versus, importing all this data and now having to clean all this up in Google Sheets and get rid of all these columns, there's now an export option for OneClick website LeadGen. So I can just grab that CSV. It'll cut down all that information just to fit the exact columns that you need to have for OneClick website LeadGen. So primary color, I'm working on this still. It's not going to have that. It'll just use a default color for all of the rows. You could also go in and say, like, I want all of these to be, some color there, and drag the whole thing down if you want to. And we can also change it after the fact, which is nice. So let me go back in. I've already downloaded that sheet, and I'm going to go in and choose that file now. So there's the sheet. You'll get an error if it's not in the correct format. I'll continue. And we'll see a preview. The logos should be popping up there if they're in the correct format. So just a URL basically. And yeah, you also see how many credits it uses down here. So the minimum per batch is 5. And the reasoning for that is because it costs us to generate the images for the batch. So the batch is going to share the same images across the entire batch, because those are the expensive part about this. So you'll see that if you put in like one business, it costs you 5 credits. If you put in 4 businesses, it costs you 5 credits. But if you put in 6, 10, 150, it'll cost 1 to 1. So this one's going to cost us 159 credits for all those rows. I'll start the batch now. And this will probably take about 5 minutes to complete. So you can view the progress by going to view batch. And we'll see that this starts to queue up and start to actually create our links. So I'll come back when that's finished. And I'll also show you a different way to grab that lead list. So this is like the cheat code. If you want to go and pay for this software, you can definitely do that and just export really easily. The other option would be, any handful of other scrapers or tools I'd assume if you're not going to want to pay for this tool, you want to do a free option. So let me search for like a plumber in some area. So we'll do this. I'll open this up, and I used to actually do this for my agency for scraping Google Maps leads. I would go in, I use this tool called Instant Data Scraper. This is on the Chrome extensions. If you just search Instant Data Scraper Chrome extension, you should see that this kind of Pokeball thing pops up. You can add this to Chrome here, and then go ahead and open up this More Businesses tab. You can also do it for maps, I think, but you can do it this way. Open the extension up, and then just make sure the preview looks correct. So right now that's not correct. I'll try another table, and it snaps to it, and that is correct now. This will require some work. As you can see, like these columns are not correct. There's no logo for any of them, or primary color, or any of that stuff either. So you will have to like export this after it's done scraping, and then yeah, you can do, I think you can do locate next button and then scrape multiple. I'm not sure exactly how it works, to be honest. Download data or locate next. So if I locate next, I think that's how it works. Let's see. Let's see if that works. Table not found. Locate next button. We can get this to work, right? Let's go. If I click this, let's try it again. Whatever. You can use any system that you want to use to extract leads off Google Maps. You really just need to have like the business name, phone number, email, if you can find that stuff. So whatever you have to do to get it into that CSV structure that's on the website, on the sample here, then it'll work. It doesn't have to be Google Business Profile, by the way. It can be a made up, Fairyland Business CSV, whatever you want to put in there, it'll work. This will not be drawing anything from their existing website. There's not really any other way to influence the content of what's going to be writing for each one. So keep that in mind. So we're like 1/3 of the way through. You can refresh. Now we're 1/2 the way through. So it's pretty fast. And now I have a list of all these. So I can open one of these up. Their logos here. It's got their business name being mentioned. So the content is like, I'd say it's about 70% personalized. It's not going to read like it's all placeholder, but it'll kind of read not as good as a full site will. We even have like service area pages and service pages as well. So Plymouth and Victorville. When you're showing this to a prospect and you're showing them this link, tell them like, hey, the content's not fully written yet. The images, we can also swap out, stuff like that. It's really just a demo, right? So yeah, that's the same case for the service pages, but it looks almost the exact same as the legit Lightning template that we have right now. And for future templates, we're going to have one-to-one parity of a Lightning or like a new full template and the LeadGen template as well. So you can demo almost the exact site that you would build them with a full credit. So I'm trying to think of any other questions here. It's fully mobile optimized as well. So if you show this to them and they open it on their phone, they're busy on the job, whatever, it should look completely normal. Let's see what else. If you want to change content after the fact, you can't do that right now. You can only change a few settings. So I'll show you what you can change. So go to settings here and you'll see that there is the business name, the phone, the email, all the same fields that we kind of put in when we started. So logo URL is also here. The primary color is the main thing you might want to change after the fact, or the background mode too. So I can make this light mode or dark mode. I'll save this and come back and you should see that it is purple. Yeah. So when this is fully complete, what I want to do is export this whole thing as a CSV and open this up. So it's not all the way done, but I'll just skip ahead. So what I should have now is the site URL. This is the money column, right? So every single one of these is a different URL for that business specifically. So if I go and find a random one, so for Main Drain Plumbing, this is what their site looks like. So Main Drain Plumbing's the site. So you can use that CSV, throw it into GHL, throw it into a cold calling campaign or whatever you're going to do, mail them a flyer with a QR code. You could do that too. And tell them, hey, I built you guys a website. It's a demo site. It's a preview. It's not the real deal, but it's just an example of what I can do for you. What do you think? And then if they want to move forward, what you would do is come in to create a new site and build it exactly as you would normally. There's no like button to like create full site yet. So you would just come in here and find like Main Drain Plumbing and you go from there, right? So that's the process, same as usual. If you're more tech savvy, I also have API documentation. You can use LeadGen via the API. So that's going to be, if you go to docs here on this left panel, you'll see that this is called API Documentation V2. I might rename this to be LeadGen API V2, but the whole idea is you can copy this doc page, give this to Claude Code or Codex or Manus or whatever tool you're using for AI, whatever can run API calls, and give it your API key as well, which can be found by going to API keys and getting a new key here. And you'd copy this. So copy the API key, copy that doc page here, and then tell, whatever, Manus or Claude Code, hey, I want to run a new batch. And you could even connect local prospects and OneClick website together, have 2 skill files or whatever, and have it, creating business websites for you automatically. So you'd go to OneClick, local prospects here. This is how you scrape. So you copy this skill file, give this to Claude Code plus your API key. Then you'd go and give it this and your OneClick website API key, and then you can run both at the same time, which is super powerful. So I don't want to go and make this video any longer. That's LeadGen V2. If you have any questions, of course, I'm right here in this little blue chat, and curious to see if you guys can go make some more money with this, and let me know if you have any questions.